Alright, nearly done this end. I've got all cables through up towards the battery. I'll connect all that last, obviously. Got all my isolators and that in there. This will be coming forward for the main fuse controller, which links to this thing, so I can control it by Bluetooth and whatever. But I think what I'm going to do is get the camera wired in basically. So I'm going to put a piece of ply down over here and then basically wire it all up, and then that bit can stay there. The only other thing I've done, I've brought the 240 for the power supply or the charger. I brought that through, so I'll have that in socket here, and then I brought another one out from the inverter. I brought that here so I can have a 240 socket for out. Alrighty, it's about 3 days later. So much involved with electrics, but anyway, the batteries are connected up. They're not back in place yet. I've put foam and different things behind it so they don't rub on the steel. There's earth shunt there, which is used for this Victron monitor. Everything's in here. This is the latest bit. It's not that tidy, I know. This has got to be tidied up a little bit more before I finish doing that, but thought I'd get a video. So what I've got here is a 12 volt out, another solar in if I have another source of solar. This is my controller, well, the Victron monitor, then the controller, so everything's on here. There's oven on the other side, that's what that one is. There'll be a fan at the top, compressor, lights, auxiliary, that's the 12 volt out there, fridge, USB sockets up the top, and the lights. So yeah, and then got the fuse board here, so everything's in there, so if anything blows, easy to get to. I haven't done this back panel as yet, but that's the progress so far. Okay, that's the outlet and the inlet socket, and the compressor outlet, so I can just plug it in there, and then all I gotta do is plug in there and come here. And the only other thing I did out here was put in a Anderson plug for the travel oven, so if I ever need to replace it. Alright, I've got the bottom piece in, which this piece will be permanent, and then what I've done, this is a temporary latch at the moment, although I think it'll work quite well, but I think it might get in the way of whatever I decide to do up there, so I'll probably look at those latches that you can mount inside. You know what I'm talking about, I'm sure you do. But anyway, at the moment this is what it is, and I was going to do a hinge. I decided not to because I think that would be weak. So what I've done basically is put a piece of plywood on there, left this plywood up slightly, put a hole in there so I can lift this, and just by putting that bit of plywood on there is just going to give so much more strength to along there. Anything in there is not going to get forced out, and yeah, I'm sure you understand. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to leave that open like that. The fridge is going in here, so the fridge is going to cover that. I'm not going to be able to see that gap, and then that just gives me access if I need to get to anything there. I've decided to lie that inverter down. I could just see the screws getting pulled out with the vibrations and whatever. I think longevity is probably not going to stay there, so let gravity work with it, and let's just put it there. So I'm just going to test fit the fridge and then sort out whether I can put some sort of a shelf or something above. I don't know, we'll see. Happy New Year everyone. Right, this is what I started coming up with, but as my normal way I'm changing my mind again. This was going to be like an area for charging batteries, that sort of thing, and I was going to have a drawer under there. Now this is going to be dead space again when that's down, so I'm going to raise this up and have this table up level here somewhere with a drop in, well, just enough so I can get like sockets or whatever in there, USB points, so I can use that, still use that as a charge table, but then hopefully have two drawers in here above the fridge, so fully use that space. Right, this is Mark 2, 3, whatever. So that's going to be the top piece. There's going to be one drawer and then two drawer. Just doing a test fit. This is going to be the two drawers. Right, both frames made. Now cut the bottoms. Two drawers. All I've got to do now is put fronts on them so it looks a bit prettier. So that'll be my next thing. But yeah, what a load of space. I've kept it as simple as I can. I just wanted holes, I don't know, fancy catches. I'll make something in the end that'll drop down. Maybe do some fancy, there's no drawer runners, no nothing, so this is just going to slide. Simple, just keep it simple. This is probably going to get covered in carpet. I might stain and varnish the front of the drawers,